This video stems from a note on my phone that I simply typed away one day as I was painting. I was making these little portraits of my brother's cats for his birthday. And at some point I thought, oh my god, my art is so wonky and imperfect. And it could have gotten me down. But then I thought, yeah, that's what makes it human. That's what makes it my art. And so I just typed in my phone in capital letters, be a human, make wonky, imperfect art. Hello there, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Chloe, I'm a human who likes to create stuff and share them on the internet. Welcome to my studio, where creativity brews and imperfect wonky art is born. Speaking of imperfection and human mistakes, I've lost a bunch of footage. When I say I've lost it, either I've misplaced it or I deleted it thinking I had transferred it already, which I haven't. So today's video is not exactly what it was supposed to be. Luckily, I have some footage from a few months back, hence the hair color difference. The art you make will always be better than the art you don't make. It sounds obvious and oversimplified, but it is a truth that a lot of creatives need to hear every now and then. Your creations, no matter how imperfect, are inherently valuable. The beauty resides in the act of making in the first place, in the process of creation, of giving a corporeal form to an idea only known to us. Oftentimes, the process is more important than the result. I've found myself for a while in a beautiful spot where I would just create without thinking about it too much. I would just let myself get carried by the colors, by the feeling and the sound of the brush on the paper, the sensations and the joy it would bring me to just be creating. It would result in silly, wonky, imperfect art. Colorful and bright, and to the untrained eye, with no apparent message. But the process brought me so much joy. And luckily, I was also happy with the result. Sometimes you're in a more complicated place. You're going to hate the process. You're going to suffer so much through it. You're going to have to start over and over again. But then when you're done, the result was so worth it. Learning, growing, exploring. All these things get completely lost when you just type some words and send them to a machine that, from your end, looks completely harmless, but is actually boiling liters and liters and liters of water and destroying the world. AI can't take a walk into the woods with the loved ones, sit on a log to take pretty pictures, and a few hours later be hit with inspiration and paint a story. AI can't feel the joy of obtaining a satisfying result after trying and trying and trying, the peace of losing yourself in the process, the pride of finishing a lengthy project, the frustration of not being able to transfer the vision from your mind onto the paper. AI can't feel, and that's why in return, we do not feel anything when looking at an AI-generated amalgamation of stolen references. Art is accessible. It's a skill you can practice. You do not need anything fancy. You do not need to dedicate 5 hours a day to it. Just some paper, the cheapest you can find. and the cheapest pencil. 15 minutes, 10 minutes, hell, even 5 minutes a day. A doodle here, a doodle there. The pleasure and the skill you'll get out of it will be much more rewarding. But I'm pretty sure that the few people watching this video already know and agree with that sentiment. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It was a bit different than usual. It was different than what I had in mind. I think the topic of AI is a nuanced and complicated one. I think that there is absolutely no excuse for the overuse and abuse of AI on social media, stealing content, not just from artists and creatives and writers and musicians, but also from just people in general. Even if you only use Instagram and Facebook to post like your personal pictures, they are going to train their AI on your pictures. Imagine if you've got pictures of your kids. So I'm not going to get too deep into that. In my opinion, AI is overall, in its current state, it's catastrophic. It has a horrendous impact on the environment, on creativity, on critical thinking, on literacy, and intellectuality in general, I believe. But I also believe that if it was regulated, it could have uses and purposes in certain fields. But I think you can find better articulated articles and videos on the topic with like studies and schematics and numbers and stuff. You know, I'm not gonna get into that. It makes me a bit sad, the whole situation. I mean, a lot of things regarding the state of the world are making me sad at the moment. But I'm trying to stay hopeful because on a lot of topics that make me sad, including AI, I can see that there's a lot of pushback on my side of the internet, and I've realized with many things like elections and stuff that I am very deep in an echo chamber of my own making, which I think is normal. It's normal to just to follow people who share your views and values, but then it gives you a false sense of security, like, ooh, everybody thinks like I do. Everybody disagrees with all of these things. And then a right-leaning party is elected in your country and you wonder how it happened. So I feel like it's the case for a lot of people in Europe at the moment. Yeah, not too much on that. That's not what I wanted to be talking about in the outro of this video, but yeah, just art is needed. Human-made art is very, very needed. Even if it's silly and wonky, as I said, it has value. It's needed and necessary. So please keep making, create more, consume less, express yourself, dip your toes in craftivism and the all the wonderful, wonderful things you can do with your hands and just your imagination and your creativity. Put it out there and take care of yourselves and of the people around you. Don't burn yourself out. Stay safe. Stay kind. Stay soft. And what a mess of an outro. If you liked this video, well, like it, share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe if it's not already done. Share this video with a friend who needs to hear that their art is inherently valuable. And follow me everywhere you can find me. See you in 2 weeks. Bye. Boing.